yellow. Denver's one of the places that I've been in touch with the club owner, and they're telling me they're at limited capacity, so it's not going to work out right now, which is fine. Which is fine. I'm not ready to. Oh, fart machine is in full effect. So so Denver's one of those places where they're open, they're doing shows, but there's limited capacity, so it doesn't really make sense because I don't want to get the varinus, and also if I'm going to get the varinus, I also have to get paid, don't I? I don't know. You get into such weird situations now. Like I really want to do this. Is it worth risking getting the varinus? And I don't think we want to get the varinus. But Todd, greetings. Good to see you. I've been dipping into your book of cartoons and enjoying it. David, welcome aboard. After the 2 Fridays, you might need a second Monday this week. Well, help yourself to a second Monday. Tuesday's up for grabs as far as second Mondays goes. And in fact, at least here in our school district, today is a holiday. So today you can either take it as an easy Monday, and then tomorrow's really Monday because people have to start back to school, students. And I think a lot of businesses are off work because it's the old Yom Kippur. Hello, Dave. Greetings to Raleigh. That's another place that I do care to go. Julie, Minneapolis, good to see you. Clinton, hello. Jen, Key's got a job and won't be with us anymore. WTF? Key's got a, what do you mean he won't be with us? Don, welcome aboard, Don. Key's got a job and won't be with us anymore. How could that be? Is this all happening in the chat? And I haven't been in the group chat. If you're watching, you're not in the group chat. There is a group chat. I'm not sure why, but there is one. Well, that's good for Keys that he got a job. I've talked to some other friends who've gotten jobs. I've got a friend who just got a job. I think she's got a job working on the Price is Right television program, which I kind of couldn't believe they were doing that in the Varinus. But I suppose they can keep people far enough apart that even when they're squealing and spitting with delight, they're not they're not splattering Drew Carey, and vice versa. I always get a little confused on vice versa or vice versa, but I'm pretty sure it's vice versa. All right. Keys, you're being sneaky. That is what I like to see. Jen said you weren't going to be here, but you're being sneaky. We're going pants on this week, I'm assuming, because it's your first week at work. But good for you. Yes, and Bluetooth headset, and you put your phone in a little location down by the computer screen where you're also doing your other things. I think you can do it. Keith, you're taking your pants off. Yes, well, Uma says he's here. Yeah, he's being sneaky. Everybody's talking about Keys and his. How sneaky are you? I'm pretty sure having a job is a disqualifying trait for this group. Ouija, come on. No, we welcome aboard the employed and the unemployed because let's face it, if you don't have a job, you don't have savings, how are you going to afford to do all the fun things that we do? Well, I guess you just sit and look at your phone. You have to pay your phone bill. So that's a complication. Well, it is Motivational Monday, and I do know how much Belinda is not crazy about Motivational Monday. Maybe she is, but I've just looked through I printed out some of the things in my phone from my motivation, inspiration, things to think about list. And, this is one I wrote down a while ago. Stop doing things I don't like doing. And that to me is such an empowering, it's like it makes so much sense. But how many of us, outside of jobs, how many of us are doing things that we don't like doing, where we actually have a choice? Like, I am really trying to think about this now. Stop doing things I don't like doing. And one of those things that I don't like doing does have to do a little bit with my job. And I'm not sure if there's a way to stop it, but I have to say, if there was a way for me to go on the road and not do the terrible late show or the terrible show where the club has given away free tickets to a bunch of people who are not interested in watching a comedy show, and so I've got to prove to them that I'm funny and win them over. To quote Danny Glover from Lethal Weapon, I'm getting too old for that shit. So I'm going to try and really think about stop doing things I don't like doing. Unfortunately, it's tricky to think about that right now, or it's easier to think about that right now because I've stopped doing a lot of things that I like doing right now. And so I guess I'm going to have to amend stop doing things I don't like doing to be don't start doing things again that you didn't like doing before. So that's where I'm at for my motivational Monday. I'm trying to identify what are the things that I'm doing or that I had been doing that I could not resume doing post Varinus, or that I could, or God forbid, there's something that I'm doing during Varinus that I could stop doing. I mean, so I'm really thinking about that. And then in terms of achieving our goals, as we're all trying to figure out what do we want to do? That is the other question. Laura's saying, I'm always had a job, but being in Eastern time zone means no worries. Yeah, congratulations. That's 6 p.m. jumpstart. Although we're going to be up against it because the debate tomorrow, I think we're going to be done before the debate starts. Ouija, you're a consultant. I'd love the idea of being a consultant. You did mention that in the email. Yes, I know, Christopher, it is hard to make it live sometimes, and I appreciate it if anybody's watching after the fact or if they make it live. Either way, it's just nice to have people on board. Vice versa, originally pronounced more like viceversa. Don used to work. Yes, Don, you're one of the proud, the retired. Ramon, I haven't heard from Ramon. He did say thank you for reaching out. I think he must still be suffering from his migraine. So anyway, along the lines of figuring out what we do want to do, and I don't mean to be dismissive about Ramon because I do care about him, and I'll have to send him another message. I've got the Facebook Messenger app now, so I can receive messages. This is not what I really wanted. I wanted to keep it to the chat group. And of course, you can email me at jake@jakethis.com, but we all see how effective that is. All right. So this is one of the things I wrote down as a thing to do. And I think I'm going to start doing this now, Varinus activity. I'm going to add this to my kind of routine, maybe not every day, but wake up, go sit down, and get to know yourself. Just write for 5 to 10 minutes about what you want to do in life, what makes you happy, what kind of goal makes you happy, what path do you want to be on, what do you want to be surrounded with, what do you want your atmosphere to be like. I've also, someone once said, think about what you really want and why that is important to you, and what is preventing you from getting that right now. So what do you really want? Why is that important? Why do you really want that? And what's stopping you from getting it? Because I think those are kind of important questions, because when you ask why you want something, you may realize that there's a different thing that you could want that's easier for you to get that would satisfy the why. Hello.
Hi.
Hiya. I'm good.
Since I saw you last, when was that?
Well, we had a massive bike ride today.
Oh my God, yes. I'm feeling a bit queasy. I think was it the bike ride or is it something else? Maybe I'm pregnant.
You could be pregnant.
Yeah.
Maybe we've made a baby. Let me think. Am I putting any drugs in your food? Not currently. No, I'm not putting any drugs in your food.
Yeah, you haven't poisoned me like Putin poisoned his, main, well, not that I'm your main opposition, I'm your main, pal, really. Really, really dumb of you to poison me, because then you'd be lonely.
Yeah, I wouldn't poison you. Poison is a lady's weapon.
No, it's a Russian weapon. Pardon me, I just did a bit of
Russian
spitting.
Ladies. Uma says she's paying a stylist $70,000 to do her hair before she watches the debate.
Good, nicely done, Uma.
Is it a little joke on the Trump tax returns? Yes.
Oh my God! Wouldn't it be hilarious if everything could be a write-off? If you could just write off everything, as a business expense. I mean, I love it. Yes, but that's going to be a $70,000 hairdo. That's going to be quite a big one.
Keys is at work right now.
Oh, Keys?
Yeah. Oh, so Flavia's commenting on, I was just making some
yes.
suggestions because it's
Yes.
Motivational Monday.
I know. Let me not,
Well,
be,
well, I've already discussed this, so you can weigh in a bit
Oh,
here.
okay.
So,
See what I think?
so the main thing today was stop doing things I don't like doing. And it seems that is so simple, it goes without saying, but I think that there's a lot of things that people do that they don't like doing, and they just don't give it a second thought because they think, oh, I have to do that, or that's just a part of my routine. So I was saying,
what could we stop doing that we don't like doing?
believe me, I'm thinking about it all the time.
Yeah,
but-
right, exactly.
And so this writing exercise is every day, or as many days as you can manage it, you get up and go get to know yourself. You sit down, and for 5 to 10 minutes, you write about what do you want in your life, what makes you happy, who makes you happy, what would you like to be surrounded with in your life. And the questions that you can ask yourself is, what do you really want? Why is that thing important to you? And what's preventing you from getting your way? And the thing is that oftentimes you think you want something, but when you look at why you want it, you realize, oh, I don't need that to satisfy my why. I can get something else. Like some people think they need millions of dollars. And then it's like, well, why do you need that? Well, because I don't want to worry about money. Well, is there something else you could change in your life to
Stop
make
worrying
it
about money?
So you don't have so many financial demands on yourself? Or you simplify your life a little bit.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's what we were talking about for Motivational Monday.
Well, I know the things that I need in my life.
And what are those?
Well, the things that make me happy, it makes me happy to...
Keys wants a pet octopus. But why do you want that, Keys?
Yeah.
Go ahead, say what you want.
So I like surfing. I like music. I like listening to good music. I like dancing. And then I'm really pretty social. I find that I've got to have enough social interaction with other people. That's why I think I had a bit of a meltdown on the weekend, because I felt like I went over to see Beck and Ted. That was good. I took Olive.
I think we need to schedule ourselves. We've been pretty good about having some little social get-togethers, but we really need to make sure we're doing that.
Yeah.
Betsy says yesterday she started a spreadsheet called One Thing a Day. She says she just needs to accomplish one thing a day, and I think I'll be happier. Yeah, I feel like, I'm during Varinus especially, because you were saying to me the other day, I feel like I haven't done anything today. And then when I listed off all the things that I knew that you had done that day, it's actually a pretty...
And you didn't even know all the secret fucking things I had done that day, because there's a lot of shit that I do that I'm not telling you about, that I'm like,
if
he could just...
the secret effing things that
if he
you're
could
doing
just
every
stay
day.
out of the house for a bit longer so I could do some more secrets. It's not Secret Santa, it's Secret Lady Jerry work. I mean, this is the thing, is because when you said last night, what are you doing tomorrow? Well, it's another unstructured day like today was, but it's not, because I've got projects that I'm doing, and I've got an editing job, and I'm going to have something fun for you guys to watch by the end of the week that's not us doing this. It's me doing something else, What?
There's some people that are turning this whole thing into a joke. Jeff says he's not going to do dishes anymore. He's giving that up. Doesn't like doing it.
Scott Weston gave his wife 10 tickles.
Yeah. Jen's on the pants off. Picked up the pants off torch, which is really great. Wow, Todd got to do a cool work thing. Got to do a punch up on a feature film. Well, that's awesome. I can't wait.
Nice, good for you.
For them to have a
release
pause
that.
in Varinus. Well, first they have to shoot it. If you're just writing it, it means they haven't shot it yet. They have to shoot it.
Oh, right, you did the punch up on the writing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Punch up. Fanula and I had a discussion today about when I gave Olive a really nice speech about how much I loved her, and I didn't know that Fanula was in the living room and she was listening to me, and she said, "Do you hear that?" And she was saying to you, that Mum loves Olive more than she loves us. And I told her that I would actually say the things that I was saying to Olive to her if I didn't think I'd get a punch in the face. And then she said, "Well, I wouldn't punch you." And I said, "No, I would just get a major eye roll."
Yeah, well,
but then when I was...
This is the weird thing, is the amount of talk about punching people that you guys do.
We don't. We hardly ever talk about punching
Fanula
people.
is often mentioning, I don't know, punch that person, and I keep trying to tell her, like, this is not a good idea. You
I
can
know,
get
but
it over your head.
I
Maybe
know,
not
but,
when you're 16.
Yeah, but she's just voicing her. She's just putting her thoughts and feelings and impulses into words, which that's totally fine as far as I'm concerned. I believe in
Oh, I
Freud,
think-
and that you say it out loud, and then the way to deal with your feelings is through them, not by denying them. So very famous therapist
the
said
way
that to
to
me.
deal with your feelings
Is to go through them, not to push them away, not to put them in a dark cupboard, not want to deal with them. You have to go through the feelings. So Fanula is really saying the stuff out loud that she's Motivational Monday.
Yeah,
I bought some.
you
I bought a
nailed it.
little.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody accidentally prepared for today.
No, I didn't. This stuff just comes naturally. It just
you're
rolls off
like
the
a
tongue.
fountain of great ideas.
Yeah, well, I am. If you just gave me enough time to tell you all of them, we'd be golden.
I should get a bucket.
Oh, it's like just blah, all my good ideas,
bucket.
and there's my bucket full of good ideas.
Good ideas.
Go do something with it. Write a book.
Congratulations to Rich DeChooch. I love saying your whole name, Rich. Got a promotion at work, and it's inspirational. Yeah, he's aching to tell his friends because most places aren't promoting right now. Yes, I can tell you right for a fact that I've not been promoted. I mean, Lord Jerry, that's as far as I think I'm going to be able to get.
I don't know. It's early days yet, darling.
Yep, all
you
right.
could go higher than this. Come
King
on.
Jerry?
We could. Well, didn't Ed, who I don't think is here today, said we just have to buy a little, this much land, and then you can be you can make yourself the king of it. Oh God, I'm just looking at my hair over there, and I'm doing it over here. I just got out of the shower, ladies and gentlemen, because we had the bike ride, and then what happened? I had lunch, I did some editing, Nina came over, I had to drop the kid off up at the promenade. Then she
let's
told
not
me,
try and make Betsy feel bad about her one thing.
That's then
Yes,
what
what
happened.
else have you got?
Well, then when I was driving Fanula up to the promenade to drop her off, then she said she would like to punch me in the face. I mean, we were being silly. We were actually, at one point I said to her, do you think this is like a sitcom dialogue that we're doing right now? I really felt I was in an episode of Better Things, and I was Patricia Ablon, whatever the name of that mum is, that actress, and that she was the kid. Oh, hello, Ed. Was just mentioning you. So, 2 square
aboard.
feet and we're legit. All right.
Yeah. So, Darren, I like what you're saying here. I'm focused on being safe, taking better care of myself, and checking in with family and friends on a regular basis. My wife and I are focusing on not driving each other nuts. Yes. Ditto. For the first time, being
ditto.
aware, being we're stuck together, but rely on each other more than ever. Yes, I think we went through one of those yesterday.
Yeah, we
where
had
I
a little
had
bit
of a nervous breakdown.
Yeah, Lord Jerry was having a bit of a nervous breakdown. Lady Jerry, I was having a bit of one too. And then we sort of talked it through, and then, because it's really intense, and you have to, you've got to make plans and do the simple things that you can do right now, because our lives feel so, reduced. And then, of course, we went for a walk on Saturday night, us with Olive and Fanula deigned to come out for a walk with us. Because we'd had a bit of a family Barney. And then she was feeling all like, they really do support me and love me, my parents. And we went for a walk. And of course, everyone's down eating on the street at the restaurants that are allowed to have outdoor dining. And no one looks like they're far enough apart. And you're walking around, then you're going, well, why aren't I doing this? Why aren't I at a party? Is there a club? Is there a shot I could drink right now? Is there some, who's got a line of blow? I mean, it's kind of like, let's...
Wow, Jerry, you really went a little crazy.
Oh, well, I actually hate cocaine.
I'd like to have a meal at an outdoor restaurant to get the coke and the hookers. Let's get this party started.
I don't ever need hookers. I mean,
No, that's right.
Hang out
and
with
tell
some
them why
lady.
not.
Well, because you're not a hooker. You're not my hooker. You're a guy. Yeah, I've got you, so I don't need hookers.
You don't think there's such a thing as a man hooker?
Oh, that's a gigolo. Yeah, get your terminology right. What am I going to do? Hang out with some lady hookers and they'll give me some pointers on how to give a deluxe.
I would love to go to a lady hooker networking party.
Yeah, well, I don't like cocaine, so I was really four-wheeling there. I don't want to do that. But
Jen, I did not get the Metallica hockey jersey. It was $200, and that was just a bit rich for my blood. But I did go down quite a rabbit hole, seeing if I could find some cheaper Metallica hockey jerseys than the link that you had sent. But anyway, Rachel's saying that took a turn. The hardest thing is to watch and listen to the insanity and remain calm and focused on just my wife and I. Yes, that can be tricky sometimes, Darren. And I think I'm really am trying to focus on when I start to get a little overwhelmed by politics and all the things that are going on outside of my little circle that I'm not happy about, that are beyond my control, and it's easy to become frustrated. I try and just unplug from that a little bit, not in a non-participation, non-wanting to be effective in the world way, but just in a kind of maintaining my sanity way, and just connect with you, Lady Jerry.
Right.
And little Jerry.
Yeah, in a sweet way. We had some fun yesterday with the rug. We had a bit of a yell about that, didn't we?
Yeah, Todd's asking if I can get a Lady Hooker corporate gig, and that of course is my dream. But most of my clients are technology clients, and I don't know if Lady Hookers have moved into the. I don't know if there's an app for that yet. There probably is, but they're not looking to hire a comedian host.
Do you think that at some of your corporate events, the VIPs sneak off and have a hooker event, like a little private, where they are, doing lines and, they're a hook, and that, that's a real special pass.
Well,
you should get that. You should get an invitation. If they're doing that, you should definitely get an invitation to that part of
I haven't ever
gig.
been offered illicit drugs, but I've been offered some very nice wine.
Oh, darling!
And I've taken them up on it, and I've had some nice dinners with some celebrities. But no, I've never had any drugs, and also the hooker thing. While it's available, I think the old school business world is still kind of old school, and it's like, well, you don't need a hooker if you can sexually harass someone underneath you in the organization.
Yeah,
and that's what's going on.
And I think the hooker thing is, that's that's politicians and and then really awful rich douchebags, and one of whom who just died in a prison cell in New York.
Jen's gonna find me the Metallica hockey jersey. Well, good luck. Good luck. I'm a large. Kevin Phillips, Eric Clapton doesn't like cocaine either. I don't like
Yeah,
cocaine.
he has to say it so many times over, though. Can we really believe him? I think he's trying to convince himself.
Jen says we're working too hard on happiness and that she just takes handfuls of medication. Mel.
Well, that is definitely one way to do it. Okay,
I'm not going to argue with anybody who's found a solution.
Ed has switched to Schitt's Creek, and I imagine that's from Dark. But okay, we've watched 3 episodes of Schitt's Creek or 2. I think we have to. I know we have to press on because it won all these Emmys and everybody loves it. I have a bit of a problem with sitcoms.
We're only 3
They're
episodes
so on
in.
the nose.
But what people were talking about Schitt's Creek. Well, the funny thing is, then we watched the first episode of Arrested Development, and kind of the setup premise of them, of successful rich people,
douchebag parents
falling on hard times, was interesting. But dinner with celebrities, that's a topic. Do you have a celebrity dinner that you'd like to reminisce about? I don't normally like to.
I told you
stories
that I told the one story already that I was running charades with Mike Myers, and he had his Dr. Evil haircut on, and I didn't even realize it was him until I was driving home, which was really good because I think I told you guys that if I'd known it was him, and there were a lot of other very real celebrities at this party, but he was on my team. So it was good that I didn't know who he was at the time.
David is endorsing Schitt's Creek also. And I think the thing about Schitt's Creek that people were saying that they liked before I went on that other tangent is that it is kind of, it turns into people who are different from each other being nice to eeach other. I think it turns more into that.
That will be nice, especially in these times when we're so divided. Yeah, well, maybe I can. Yeah, it's just that thing sometimes with how broad sitcoms are, and to kind of go with it. But
Jen says she's loving Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. I watched the first season of that, and then maybe it's just because I'm too familiar with the reality of what that world is like that I kind of had to bail on it. I do love everybody in it. I love Tony Shalhoub and the woman who plays Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, and my friend Kevin Pollak is in that show.
Well, it's like
So-
doctors. Doctors can't watch medical shows because they're like, oh, bullshit. Well, you wouldn't do that, And when you're doing CPR and trying to save someone's life, you don't do 2 pumps and give up. You'll go on for half an hour. Oh,
Keith says he and Uma are watching a movie about the Queen and an Indian guy. I enjoyed that movie. I can't
we
remember
liked that
what it's
movie.
called, but
It
I
was
did
good.
like it.
It was good. We went to this really funny
Victoria and
CPR.
Abdul, yeah.
Yes, Victoria and Abdul. Thank you, Uma. Yeah, it was good. We went to a CPR class when I was pregnant for, the baby. Like if something happened to the baby, our baby that we were having, we didn't know if it was a boy or a girl because we were having a surprise. How would we revive her, resuscitate her? And there was a couple in there, they were German, and they wanted to know, like, when would you give up? Like, if you were, hiking and, you were somewhere, and the teacher sort of, said, well, I don't think that you would, I think even if you were far away from people, I don't think, but they kept on, they were very precise, it was very dramatic. They wanted to know, how long would you be doing the, the little baby teeny CPR and to revive the baby? And they kept on asking. Eventually, the instructor just said, Jesus, if it was my kid, I would not stop. I would do it all day to revive my kid.
But they were just sort of like, how do you know? Yeah, how do you know when you can give up and just call
the
your
baby's
kid,
dead.
say that your baby's dead?
Yeah, and
it was, I don't think the instructor could even understand the question, but it was German people who were caught down this rabbit hole of
correctness.
Like
they wanted to know precisely when, it was like a German watch. Like, this thing runs, 24
but they
hours.
detached from the whole premise of, like, this is your baby. You love your baby.
There was they had no emotional connection to the baby, even though she was sitting there with the baby in her stomach. They just wanted to know, how long would we do it till we stopped, till we gave up?
Yeah.
And he, it was very funny. They asked some other weird questions too, that couple, but I can't remember any of them now. I just remember when would we give up doing CPR on our, on our unconscious baby. Because the thing that's really wild, and he did tell us a story of a baby that they had, it had gone unconscious. They had done tons of CPR. They had stopped. And then, 10 minutes later, the baby got, like, oh, I'm still in the game, And so then you have this thing like, okay.
Babies are surprisingly resilient and then also surprisingly fragile. I think that's generally human beings. Don is saying, do not watch Handmaid's Tale. Yeah.
Oh, God, no, I'm not watching that.
We started in on that.
Yeah.
Gary.
I never started in on any of it.
Well, both Jen and Julie are talking about times that they've had drinks with me, which is, I don't count myself as a celebrity, but I'm flattered to be included in that category, and I can't wait to have drinks with you again one day. Gary's from the Midwest, seen me many times in Chicago and Peoria. Yeah, Peoria. I think I had
Where
a
is
dream.
Peoria? Is that New
It's
York?
in Illinois. It's downstate in Illinois. That's a fun kooky club owned by a guy who's just running his dream business, and so I've enjoyed myself in Peoria at the Jukebox Comedy. I have a poster from that show.
You are a
I'll bring it out.
celebrity, Jerry.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Ozark.
This
They're
guy,
talking about. They're talking about Ozark.
He has no idea who he is. This guy, don't you think? I mean,
We loved Ozark.
The first 2 seasons. The third season, I was like, "What are you doing, people? What is Laura Linney doing?" I mean, she was so good in the first 2, and then it was also the writing. I mean, come on, that writing got really,
Oh, I still loved it.
Well,
Betsy had drinks with Jim Jarmusch.
Oh, that would be fun.
I think that would be a bit tricky.
Are you kidding?
Now wait, is this Darren here?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, Darren has a big C.
Darren's Pendergrass cocktail, 1.5 ounces of bourbon, 1 ounce of sweet vermouth. He put the half an ounce of Benedictine in there because I thought you were on your way to a Manhattan, but then he put that Benedictine in there.
That's really sweet too.
Pendergrass, is that Teddy Pendergrass? Anyway, yes, I like Flavia. Yep, you are a celebrity to us, and so are you, Lady Jerry.
Yeah, well, but don't even. Yeah, you're very. We were talking about that the other day. I think we talked about it on the show after we'd done the podcast with our friend Chris Ryan about humility. And
I just look.
You're a lovely person from the Midwest who doesn't like to blow his own tutor. I mean,
I'm very
come on.
pleased with the success that I've had, but I also realized what I was hoping to have. So maybe, anyway, that doesn't sound so right. Where am I on my positive thinking right now?
Yeah, come on, man. This is Motivational Monday. You motivated everybody else.
Let's
do some motivating, man.
I'm going to sit down for 5 or 10 minutes tomorrow, and I'm going to write about what I want in life. And I'm going to go look at some van conversions after the show, and we're going to have a conversation about that
Oh,
tonight.
tomorrow or today?
Tonight, we'll have a conversation tonight. We can share with them tomorrow. Let's pick out a Bible story for tomorrow.
Okay, now I just have to
Before we
let you
go.
know right now I'm not going to be here for Bible story because it's going to be 87 degrees and Jamie and I are going to be lying on the beach, sweating, rolling around, laughing, having a few swims, trying not to get stung by stingrays. And generally,
Okay.
the only way you can get not stung by a stingray, I mean, they could just go right through your little rubber reef boots. So, anyway, it hasn't happened so far.
Tomorrow's Bible story is, I'm not familiar with this one. It's Jephthah's daughter, J-E-P.
Jephthah's daughter. Jephthah.
Jephthah's
Jephthah's
daughter. That
yeah.
will be our children's Bible story for tomorrow. Jephthah's
Sounds
daughter.
great.
Of course, I've got a letter from Grandma. And to round out the show today,
Thank you, Scott. He says the lady is an eco-celebrity.
Lady Jerry.
Eco-celebrity.
Lady Jerry, eco-celebrity.
Yeah.
You should put that as your intro thing on your video. You were asking me.
Oh, yeah,
what
what
you
should I?
put.
Yeah, Lady Jerry.
Well, you might have to put
Belinda Weymouth, eco-celebrity. Yeah.
Gary's talking about the club in Peoria. It's across the street from a dirt drag race track, and so I have been there times where I'm trying to do the comedy show, and you can hear the cars across the street racing around.
You've shown me a picture
Every
of that
time
when
the
you
crowd
walk
gets quiet, you can hear the cars racing
out.
out
Oh, my
there.
goodness.
But anyway, it was fun.
Hey, Jen, remind me where you live again, because you're saying you've just gotten
Texas.
down to 87. Oh, that's right. Yeah, Texas is hot. But where in Texas exactly? Can you remember? Is it Houston? Is it Dallas? Is
I
it
can't remember
Austin?
if Jen's around Dallas or Austin. A lot of people are near Austin. Okay, while the temperatures are being reported.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
gonna
let's go for our
I'm going
temperatures.
to take your temperature,
Okay.
and then I'm going to do a Seize the Day, and we're going to be out of
Get
here.
my temperature.
98.2.
Oh, I like to be in the 98s. I
What
don't know
am I?
what it is. I just feel better not telling.
97.5.
I forgot that you could tell yourself. Well,
Yeah,
that's
you
just
turn
no
it around.
fun.
Well, we had quite a great bike ride today. I look forward to tomorrow. I might
What was the
come
best
down.
thing we saw on the bike ride, do you think, of all the things we saw?
I saw a lady that was bending over a bit far, and I could kind of see down her top. That's a joke.
Okay, the other day I went for a walk down the beach with my friend Marzi, and we went at 5:30, so it was sort of golden hour by the time we were getting down there. And man, the photo shoots that were happening down by Venice Beach, there was some. I mean, there were big groups. There was twerking going on. There was some crazy outfits, and I was like, "There's a whole, life that's happening."
Yeah.
Oh,
Rainn Wilson's doing a series about climate change. That's a show
Okay.
that we could watch, The American Office. Jen's in Dallas. Now you know.
okay, right.
All right. Here we go.
No, again. We know
Today's
again.
Seize the Day,
Okay,
and
here we
I
go.
think we may have done this, but I really liked it. So today's Seize the Day is Ella Fitzgerald, and I went through the whole book and I marked the ones that I thought we had done. So this is still Seize the Day 2. We're going to wrap this up probably in the next week or so. Ella Fitzgerald, Seize the Day, Monday. Happy Monday. Motivate yourself. Go figure out. Stop doing things that you don't like. Ella Fitzgerald, just don't give up trying to do what you really want to do. Where there's love and inspiration, I don't think you can go wrong. Just don't give up trying to do what you really want to do. Where there's love and inspiration, I don't think you can go wrong. Yes. I agree with that.
Well,
I agree with that.
yeah.
As you keep doing things that you want to do, that you love doing, whether you're being paid or not, you're going to make yourself happy, number one. And number two, you're going to bring yourself closer to the things that you really love doing, whether it is what you're doing because you love it or because you realize some new thing that you love because you're doing this thing and it's adjacent to another thing that you love that you didn't know about it. All right.
Wow, really brought it in for a landing, Major, Lord Jerry.
I love you.
I mean,
I'm not going to stop doing you. You get it? All right, everybody.
Oh, no, I don't. Could you explain for me? Because I think the audience would really like it if you explain what that means. 'Cause I don't.
Doing is a euphemism for banging.
But, yeah. Oh. So eloquently put. So
Yeah.
lovely. I mean,
Or, as you sometimes like to
it's a little
say,
X-rated now, the show.
rooting.
Oh, I would never say that about you and I.
No, I wouldn't either.
Yeah.
We're too
No,
sophisticated
that's
for that, Lady
that's
Jerry.
from when I was
We're too
14 years old
sophisticated.
that you would call it that.
We're
So
too
when I
sophisticated.
was about 10, I
Yes.
got
Could we have a story of? Is this a sex story from when you were 10 years old? Oh
my
God.
grandmother gave me a pair of underpants and had a little ruler on the front of it, and then underneath it said the shortest route is not always the best. I was like, Nana, I don't think this is a pair of underpants that you give to a 10-year-old girl. Of
It's
course
about sex.
Of course, yes,
Oh
I
my
knew
God.
what it was. Yeah, but she wouldn't have. She would have, I mean, she was.
Oh, Grandma,
I mean,
she was young then. Now she's 101.
No, it's not my 101 year.
Oh.
No, it's the one who died.
Rest in peace.
Nana, yeah, my dad's mum, but it was hilarious. It's like, she doesn't get it. She just thought the purple bits with the little flowers on were cute. She didn't read the,
Yes.
or maybe, yeah, but
Let's not
and
speculate.
enough. That's enough of underpants talk and
Grandma
Lady Jerry.
was a
Yeah.
pimp. All right. Don't give up. There'll be plenty of time to give